All right, here we go. At the top, here's Frank Beckman talking to Tom Loria. Go.
News Talk 760 WJR. Online. The great voice of the Great Lakes. When you want it. The Frank Beckman Show.
A bankruptcy attorney representing some of these people, attorney at White and Case offices, New York and Miami, is Tom Loria, who is on the other end of our line this morning. Tom, good morning.
Good morning.
So what's the matter with your vulture clients who are so greedy and selfish? Why won't they go along with this?
Well, they bought a contract that said that they get paid before anybody else does from Chrysler, and they have been told by the government, who is in complete control of Chrysler, oddly enough, that despite their contractual right, they do not get paid before everybody else. So they are standing on their rights, standing on the law, trying to defend, in effect, what is the Constitution of the United States, to make sure that they get what they're entitled to for their investors.
Tom, let me make the argument against you in another way. We've heard the president say this. I wouldn't want to stand on their side. Ron Gettelfinger said everybody else has made concessions. These people won't. They're greedy. Why not take a concession that is being asked of everybody else and accepted of everybody else, including other hedge funds that had bought some of these bonds in Chrysler?
Well, that's a great question, because let me tell you, it's no fun standing on this side of the fence opposing the President of the United States. In fact, let me just say, people have asked me who I represent, and that's a moving target. I can tell you for sure that I represent one less investor today than I represented yesterday. One of my clients was directly threatened by the White House and, in essence, compelled to withdraw its opposition to the deal under threat that the full force of the White House press corps would destroy its reputation if it continued to fight. That's how hard it is to stand on this side of the fence.
Was that Perella Weinberg?
That was Perella Weinberg.
All right.
Now, let me just tell you.
All right, that's enough. Did you hear that, folks? Do you know what's going on in this country as I speak, ladies and gentlemen, where private citizens and private entities are being threatened and smeared and intimidated? That's Tom Loria, a lawyer for one less client. The White House threatened to drag his clients through the mud unless they dropped out of the challenge, and one of them did. Now, I want to thank WJR and Frank for getting this information. I want to thank Tom Loria for revealing that. Now I want to ask Brian Ross at ABC News, while he's outing patriots who worked with the CIA to protect this nation, is he going to pursue this story? I want to ask George Stephanopoulos at ABC's This Week. I know these aren't the talking points handed to him by the White House. Is he going to pursue this story? Bob Schieffer, somebody wake him up. Give him his Metamucil. Let's see if we can get him ready. Maybe he'll pursue this story. How about David Gregory? You want to pursue this story, David? You've always struck me as a decent guy. Somebody needs to pursue what's going on in the White House behind the scenes and stop playing games and make it nice. American citizens, whatever walk of life they're in, should not be threatened by the White House. Should not be told we're going to drag you through the mud with the White House press corps. So confident is the White House that they have the White House press corps wrapped around their little finger. Maybe Jake Tapper will take a look at this. Ask that doofus, Gibbs. This Tom Loria, as I hear him, sounds like a very sensible man. Now, we will link to this audio, or you can go to instapundit.com. I'll send it over to Drudge, too. This thing needs to get out. It needs to get out. I mean, do you know how much of this must be going on in the shadows? With the banks and the financial systems? You know what must be going on with one business after another? Threatening them, warning them, punishing them? We've got a little mob activity going on in that Oval Office, ladies and gentlemen. A little mob activity. You want to know about the arrogance of these people? Let me tell you something. A friend of mine has attended the Congressional Club salute to the First Lady every year that she's been in Washington. And she told me that Michelle Obama changed a lot of the things this time and rocked the boat a lot. That her speech was very much a campaign speech against the Republicans. That she mentioned the wives of Democrats and others, quote unquote, as if she couldn't even say the other party. And every other year, the First Lady took photos individually with a lot of people in the pre-reception. But she was too good for that. They had to have 3 rows gather and wait for her 1 to 6 photo shots instead. She was too busy to take one with each person. There's an awful lot going on with this first couple, with this administration, with this White House staff that's not being reported. Their Haldeman-like tactics are not being revealed to us. They're simply not. This Rahm Emanuel is no damn good. He is the Al Capone of the White House. Axelrod, the chief propagandist. Now, what do you think of a White House who threatens this guy's clients that if they don't go along and violate their fiduciary duty to their clients, that is, to the people who relied on them to make investments on their behalf, if they don't give them up and give up their money and cough it up, that they're going to get smeared or otherwise punished? Am I the only one upset about this? Are there going to be any other voices in any form of our media in this free country who are going to pursue this? And are we going to accept what will ultimately be, undoubtedly be, Obama's lies and spinning when confronted with it? Yeah. Again, we want to hat tip Glenn Reynolds over there at Instapundit. No wonder they want to control the internet and talk radio. This wasn't on ABC or NBC or CBS or MSLSD or CNN. I hope our friends at Fox pick it up. You will have the audio. Let me underscore the headline again. The White House threatened to drag this man's clients, who were resisting the White House, through the mud unless they dropped out of their challenge to what the White House was demanding, which was to deliver Chrysler to Fiat, to the U.S. Treasury and the UAW. At their expense. Even though they had legal, constitutional rights to say no, they were threatened. Are there any Republicans left in Congress with the guts to demand on the floor of the House and the Senate an investigation into what the hell is going on in our government? Of course the Democrats aren't going to agree to it. That's not the point. We need squeaky wheels now. If we don't speak up now, it'll be too late tomorrow. Threatening private citizens, threatening a lawyer's clients to give up their fiduciary duties or to face the wrath of the White House press corps. Meet the press. You have it in you anymore? We do miss Tim Russert. We do miss a real media in this country. Let's see what they do.